Brilliance Audio presents Wild Wind, a chaos novella by Kristen Ashley, performed by John Hartley and Stella Bloom. Jagger. When Jagger first saw her, it was 11 years ago, on his 16th birthday. His brother Dutch had let Jagger use his truck, and Jag drove by himself for the first time. Where'd he go? He went to his father's grave. That was another first, the first time he'd been there by himself. And it was the only time Jag could remember that he and his dad had been alone together. Well, kinda alone. She was there, not with him and his dad. She was at a funeral that was happening across the way. When he first clapped eyes on her, she was in one of those chairs they set up right at the front, staring at the casket. Jag sat, and he was supposed to be sharing part of his 16th birthday with his dad, but he couldn't help himself. He kept glancing over at her, mostly because she was pretty. But he looked her way so often, he knew eventually when he did it, she'd be looking at him. And eventually, she was. She was so pretty. He didn't think about what she was doing there, he just thought about how pretty she was. But when they caught eyes over those 30 yards dotted with headstones, he felt the look on her face in the back of his throat. Only then did he take in her surroundings. There was a man sitting beside her and a guy, maybe Jagger's age, sitting on the other side of the man. But there was no woman. So, yeah, he wasn't surprised. He knew that look on her face. He felt it. Still, even though it was his birthday, and he was finally legal to drive, and there were a million other things he wanted to do, he didn't do any of them. He hung there until the service was over. He didn't get why. Maybe it had to do with the fact that once she saw him there, she kept glancing at him. Maybe she knew what he knew, and they both just got it. So if she was looking his way, he needed to be there for her.
Archie. The next morning, Jagger turned and sprawled over onto his back when Archie slid away from him in bed. She sat on the side and took him in. His messy, thick, overlong dark hair, the heavy stubble on his strong jaw, those damned lips that were perfect. He had a smattering of hair on his chest and belly. It wasn't thick or long, though it got dense where it led into his boxers. He was cut in a lean way. He was really tall. He had some tats on his arms, but the one that took her attention was over his heart. It said, KDHWG. She had no idea what that meant, but she could guess D was Dutch, W was Wilder, and G was Graham, his dad. So the others, Mom and Stepdad. Stepdad got better billing. Real Dad coming up the rear. They'd be getting into that. She sat at the side of the bed and she wanted to touch him, but she didn't. If she did, she wouldn't stop. She might not ever stop. Archie was not afraid of that thought. He gave her peace. She was at one with anything because of him. She wanted to crawl into his lap like a little girl. She wanted to press against his back on his bike. She wanted to stand by his side on the edge of the Grand Canyon and stare forever. She wanted to trade shots of raw spirit with him in Nepal like Marion in Raiders of the Lost Ark. She wanted him to make her dad know she was okay and always would be so her father could stop worrying about her. She wanted to mistress his hair and make him ask her permission if he ever wanted to cut it. She wanted to watch him gnaw meat from a bone. She wanted to bake his every next birthday cake. She wanted her symbol tatted into the palm of his hand because that was where he had her. She wanted his symbol in the palm of hers, right under the puddle of tears. She wanted to get their tarot read together. She wanted to listen to his heart with a stethoscope. She wanted him to paint her toenails. She wanted every inch of him, every centimeter, every thought. She wanted to give him every inch of her, every centimeter, every thought. And none of this frightened her. She felt nothing but peace, because he was hers, and he had been since she was 14.